Virgo, welcome to your reading. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. I decided to go ahead and do a full moon focus spread since we are upon the last full moon of 2021. December 18th, 2021. So even though your message may not come out around the 18th or even the 19th, just please know that that extends into the next 30 days or at least until the next full moon. Yeah? But yeah, it's the energy that is really concentrated towards the end of the year and as we enter the new year. Many things that are still strongly hidden within us or we're just now starting to receive illumination on, also coming to terms with things we need to let go and the prosperity of new and having to make way for that, so on and so forth. So, very strong, concentrated energy, love, life, and otherwise for a lot of folks right now. So, it's appropriate for sure. Show me that full moon energy, please, for Virgo. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Show me what I need to see, please, for that Virgo. Show me what I need to see, please, for that Virgo energy. Full moon energy, please, for Virgo. Full moon energy, please, for Virgo. Last full moon. Communication is the key. New moon in Gemini. So that's funny because the full moon is in Gemini for December 18th. So it's an ideal time to communicate, get flexible in our thinking, get flexible in our perspective, make adjustments, that kind of thing. So yeah, even though it's technically new moon, and new moon won't be in Gemini until Gemini season, we're under their full moon, so it's still a good indicator. But yes, communication is key, and working out with something with somebody, or a multitude of people. But communication is key, and it leads us to new hope, I do believe. What else, please? Okay. Don't let pride get in your way. I saw this on the split earlier, so for some of you who have Leo in your chart specifically, take that into consideration. Don't let pride get in your way. Communicate. Communicate your thoughts. Your real thoughts. Your real thoughts, your real feelings. Don't let pride get in your way or say, I'm not supposed to say that or I'm not supposed to think that. Yeah, you fucking can. Actually, yes, you can. If the thought is true and legitimate, then so too is the expression of it. Okay, so this idea of standing on pride, I'm not supposed to say that, I'm not supposed to feel that, I'm not supposed to think that, it's not true. Not at all. Often this guy can get in our way of our truth. And when that happens, that's when we see the fragmentation. So, don't let pride get in your way. If there's something that's on your mind, say it. Don't be one of those people who's like, I'm not supposed to say that, I'm not allowed to say that, or I'm not entitled to say that, or that's just not how things done. That kind of thinking and expression gets us nowhere. Again, the idea is the flexibility of thinking, changing our thinking, the willingness to change our thinking and perspective. And part of that is how much have you kept to yourself for this guy? And for what? Did it serve you? Did it help you? To keep those thoughts to yourself where you couldn't express yourself or your points of view? For whose benefit? Okay? So no, if you have the thought, you know, there's a difference between saying shit that's mean and hurtful and done in bad spirit, in bad form. And then there's a difference between standing up for yourself and your thoughts and what it is that you experienced. If you experienced it and it's truthful, let it go. Say it. Don't let it go as in keep it to yourself. That's not helping. The whole point of communication is key. So, if there's something here that needs expression and you feel that pride often gets in the way, like you're not, again, there's this, they keep getting this allowance thing. I'm not allowed to say that. Or something like that. That's not true. It's important to you. And it will help the communication between you and whomever else. Okay. You know, don't take for granted that somebody knows what you're thinking. Or feeling. Or again, quote unquote, I'm not supposed to say that. Don't know until you try. Communication is key. You know? All you can do is trust yourself on that. Show me some over your energy, please. So there's something in your craw. In other words, something on your mind. Particularly so around this time. Okay. Something that you want to express. There's part of you that's holding back because you think you're supposed to, or it's a pride thing, or you feel like you don't have to explain yourself. Okay. Let's see if we can release that. Because it does seem to ease the communication if you do. Alright. Show me the overall energy, please. Stand up for yourself. Speak your piece. What's on your mind? Okay. Oh. Knights of Pentacles, well, you're thinking about it anyway, so... You were thinking about it anyway. You're just arriving to the conclusion at your own particular Virgo pace. So there you are, claiming whatever that is. Knight of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. You are already arriving to that particular conclusion. All right? There's your earth energy. Slowly but surely, you're making your way towards this thing that's important to you. It has value. It has weight. It has merit. It's not going to do you any good in life to go around acting like something doesn't mean something to you when it does. You have thoughts. You have experiences. You have reactions like everybody else. You are allowed to vocalize them. Okay? So again, it's not. Don't do that thing where it's like, I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So long as you're not intentionally hurting someone else, then yes, you can. Something affected you. You need to communicate it. You need to express it. Or some of you feel like you don't need to own yourself or own that particular equation, or it's not on you to own that, or it's not on you to say. I don't know how it's coming across. It just is. Like, I'm not supposed to think that, so why would I say it? Oh. Nevertheless, you did. I just know that there's an ease of communication if you try. And do more than try. There's something here, slowly but surely, you want to claim as your truth and opportunity. I don't know, but it's real world. I know that. So vocalize it, communicate it, bring it into the world. See how it receives you, all right? The whole point, the key is to communication, is that you have someone to communicate with, okay? So if you feel a little foolish, a little silly, so what? Who cares? You know, it's better the thing is said than not. You know what it's like to not express yourself. You also know what it's like to express yourself. Which one do you prefer? Think of it that way, okay? Okay. Let's pull, okay, I'm going to pull one of these. Show me Virgo, please. Virgo, Virgo. Show me Virgo, please. Show me Virgo, please. Something's stuck with you, and it's going to stay stuck if you don't give it room to grow. It could be something as simple as, this is what I really want to do. It took me forever to get the nerve to say that. I didn't know if I could embrace that, but here it is, okay? This is me. This is Virgo. This is my truth. There you go. You wanted to know, now you know. See? But it's not really like that. I don't think anyone's at your back demanding an answer. It's more like you're demanding it of yourself. I think you want to release a particular truth, and you have conflict about whether or not you should, or what the reception would be of it. So we'll see what's going on here. Like, I'm Virgo. Okay? I'm Virgo. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm doing. Okay? Deal with it. All right, fine. I like it. You're working your way up to it, whether you know it or not. Okay? The world. Oh my, yes. Let me know if you're dealing with some fixed sign energy. What about the world, please? Opening a cycle. Closing a cycle. Seeing the world in brand new possibilities. Rest and rejuvenation. Uh-huh. Alright. Look, there's something about this break. Some sort of resting period where you meditated, you did your spiritual work, I don't know. And now you're seeing the world a little differently. Or you're seeing something or someone differently. A little rest and rejuvenation here. Oh yes. It helped you come to terms with something. You have a truth, you want to speak it. You've had time to think, you've had time to rest, you've had time to relax. It feels sometimes like it's all too much. You can't always see the greater picture. What are the consequences of speaking your truth, right? What are the consequences of bringing your wishes into reality? You can't see all of it. No, you can't. That's absolutely true. And there's no guarantee of anything. All you can do is honor yourself with as much of your own personal truth as possible. Are you living your personal truth? Some of you during this time of rest and rejuvenation, break, something like that. There's something so very serious in your world you're trying to see with new eyes, and it just seems so overwhelming to you. I don't know why. I know that there's an expression of truth in you that's dying to get out. And I know you've told yourself 1,000 times to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, Virgo. Be like Elsa in Frozen, let it go. But you're not satisfied with that, are you? No. You're not. Every time you tell yourself to let it go, let the thought go, you come back unhappy. Look, man, you want to claim that Ace of Pentacles, your particular truth, your real world aspect, whatever that is, and it feels so overwhelming to you sometimes. No matter how many times you try to rest from it, recover from it, tell yourself don't think about it, put it away, you keep coming back to it, don't you? There's something in you that wants to rip out. It feels huge, so you try to contain it, don't give it attention. It's not working. It's not working. There's a particular truth here, and you want it to come out, but it also overwhelms you simultaneously. What's going on here? Show me what I need to see, please, for Virgo. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's too big. It's too much. The consequences are dire and they're endless. Oh my God. Are they, though? You need a soundboard. Whatever this is you're experiencing it, you need to pull somebody else in to bounce this off of. Or the one that you need to speak to the most. The idea of it overwhelms you. And yet, I maintain there's a truth in you still. You're arriving to it. It's just been very slow. I've seen your attempts to try to end that several times. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't. No, yeah, well, I got news for you. Okay, it's not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's definitely going to roll over into the new year as well. The longer we leave something like this unaddressed, it's going to stay with us. Okay, show me what I need to see, please. And for some of you, it is as simple as a truth, but it's a sizable one. And your revelation of it, what are the consequences of that? It feels huge to you. Okay, what do I need to see, please, for Virgo? What's going on for Virgo, please? What's going on, please, for Virgo? Show me that Virgo energy. Show me that Virgo energy, please. Show me that Virgo energy. That's a little more vague than I care for, so let's see if we can narrow that down. I do enjoy specificity when possible. Show me what I need to see, please, for that Virgo energy. Show me what I need to see, please, for that Virgo energy. Hanged Man. Ten of Cups. Page of Pots. Okay. The one that surrounds you, Ace of Wands. Jesus. There is a suspension of a Ten of Cups here. There was a Ten of Cups, or there is a Ten of Cups, or there potentially still is one. It's not obliterated. It's just for some reason your heart space went from massive to small. I don't know why. And there's an Ace of Wands that surrounds you. Someone who sees a fiery direction in you, a fiery start in you, someone who is grossly attracted to you, or simply who is intense, creative, passionate, all that stuff, you know. At the Hanged Man in the recent past, there's a disconnectivity of feeling despite the Ten of Cups that surround you, love. I know that you were emotionally engaged with somebody. I know you were. But it was kind of fuzzy. Like, you can remember it being a Ten of Cups. You can remember being emotionally satisfied with somebody else, but it got fuzzy. Like, I know it was a Ten of Cups, right? Like, I can remember this, and I can definitely remember that this was a Ten of Cups, right? But your heart space went to a Page of Cups. So small, so reduced, so choked. I don't want to use the word downsized, but I'm struggling to come up with something else. It's like you started out in a mansion, and then you went down to like a box. I don't know what happened. I'm going to probably see what happened here, because by all rights, you're supposed to be happy with somebody. Okay? And there's someone here who represents new, or at least all those attributes I was talking about, the creativity, the passion, the intensity, and so forth. Now, it could be a renewal, Ace of Wands. Okay? Could be renewal. Renewed sense of energy and vigor. Okay? Or it could be something brand new. There is energy here. It is both emotional as well as passionate. I do feel like I am feeling a couple energies here. There's you. The one that represents your emotional quality of stability, i.e. relationship, and someone who does not. But they're a point of light. Something like that. Okay? I'm going to get that straight out the way right now. Sometimes I don't see shit till the 11th hour, which drives me crazy. But then they're not the main storyline. That's why they show up in the 11th hour. It's kind of like a side note from Spirit. Yours is apparent straight away. So, the suspension from what it is I know existed. Like, it still exists, right? Page of Cups. Heart space so small. Show me. It disengaged from your Ten of Cups. It got fuzzy over time. You got fuzzy over time. What is your truth, honey? Have you tried to talk yourself out of it ending multiple times? Is that what that is? You've talked yourself out of it ending multiple times. Why? That just hit me like it just went boom right into my third eye. Some of you have talked yourself out of it ending multiple times with someone here. You always break away, get back to it, rest, conclude this is for the best. Because you can't see the larger scale consequences. Is that what that is? I got news for you, Virgo. You're still working your way up to a sizable truth. You haven't fully embraced it yet. And that would explain that sense of concept. I'm not allowed to say it, or I've thought about it, and there's just no point in ending it. You can't. There's something here about the greater consequences of things, the Metatron. Some of you were meant to end a cycle some time ago because you are naturally, your energy is slowly, as it might be, still wants an ace. Interesting. Okay, but for some reason, there's this idea of, I don't know if I can see the greater consequences of this. We're going to smack it down. We're going to put the smack down on that. I can't see how this is going to affect me now in the spiritual afterlife, so no. You rest, talk yourself out of this world, out of the world, out of the ending. Trying to talk yourself into a new one, that gets dismissed too. Okay, show me the future, please, for Virgo. Show me the future, please, for Virgo. Show me. Show me. The Fool. There it is. Ace of Swords, there's that too. Queen of Swords, air advice, death, world. It's pretty straightforward, don't you think? There's something here that was meant to cycle out a long time ago. Okay? How many times you were presented, like Gemini, I think, or somebody was presented an Ace of Wands like twice. And they shut it down twice, much to their own discomfort and cost. You have been told repeatedly to shut down a cycle with somebody. You've looked at that world several times. And you talked yourself out of it several times. You keep trying to heal yourself into a situation that I think if you put your pride down, would own the fact that there's a truth here and you desire of something new. Your energy's been slowly working its way towards it for some time. But you talk yourself out of ending that cycle several times. Even your spiritual energy wants to take off in the future. The Fool, Ace of Sword, Queen of Swords. It's a very embracing truth. It's a critical truth. It's also desirous of freedom and independence of will and autonomy. You know, death is literally your advice. The world is your overall. Two major ending concepts plus the world is over here as well. I see a fuzziness of understanding how things used to be, where you are current day, someone else who surrounds you that represents something else. Okay? Or could introduce itself. It may not have appeared in your life yet. And it's going to keep prompting you to end this cycle, Virgo. Not because it's the scariest thing or it's the hardest thing, but because it doesn't seem to serve you anymore. You have to excuse any noises. I am really hungry. Oh. That's always embarrassing when my stomach kicks off on camera. Okay. Let's do it. Show me what I need to see, please, for the best possible clarification for. Okay. Chariot to Judgment. A call for some time ago to move forward. Show me. Show me what I need to see, please, for Virgo. Show me what I need to see, please, for Virgo. You know, you have to remember, Virgo, I know that's easier said than done, and you're struggling with the greater extent of the thing. What does it mean if I take ownership of this cycle ending? Okay. What does that mean? What are the consequences? Spiritually or otherwise, what are the consequences? What are the consequences then if you stay? And continue to renew a cycle where it no longer feels the same. It doesn't look the same because it isn't the same. What are the consequences if you change? What are the consequences if you stay the same? And we've ignored that call several times. Show me. Show me what I need to see, please, for the best possible clarification for Virgo. Show me. Your split keeps reflecting your baseline. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's been much progress because there hasn't been much progress. Spiritually speaking, you're at a stalemate. Emotionally speaking, you're at a stalemate. Show me the Hanged Man. Show me the Hanged Man. Show me the Hanged Man. Your energy is slowly but surely working its way towards the Ace. It's time for you to admit to yourself and to whomever else is involved that it's time for change. Show me the Hanged... Okay. Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Friendly sort of connection. You two might have met at work. A little bit of back history here. You two might have met at work or school, or a combination of the two, especially if you work at a school. Okay. Two of Swords to the King of Pentacles. You weren't terribly sure at first, possibly undecided about the prosperity of this relationship, where it was going. Okay. And you took your time, I do believe, or they took their time with you. It started out friendly enough. King of Cups. Started out friendly enough. It grew slowly. Two kings here. Yourself and a King of Cups, someone who's emotionally mature. There's a friendly sort of acquaintance here in your recent past. A friendship. Why is it under Hanged Man? Why is it under... I'm seeing two mature people here, so why is it under Hanged Man? Knight of Pentacles. Moving something very slow. Something was moving so very slow. Knight of Pentacles twice. There might have been some sort of friendship or acquaintanceship where there was a great deal of promise between two prominent people. That's a lot of promise. But it got into that realm of friendship. It went into the realm of friendship. Feelings were suspended. The Hanged Man. Things moved very slowly because there was uncertainty surrounding the both of you, both of your energies. It's friendly between you two, and you're both commanding in your own rights. So, we couldn't move forward though. Our feelings were suspended. We had to take our feelings out of it. We kept it at a friendly level. There was too much uncertainty surrounding each other, despite all the promise between you two. Ten of Cups, show me. It was moving so slow that it lost vision. Show me the Ten of Cups, please. Show me that Ten of Cups, please. Nine of Swords. Why? Why the Nine of Swords over your Ten of Cups? Why? Baby, look. Okay. I can't put too fine of a point on this. It is stressing you out to stay in something. It's literally stressing you out to have the strength to stay in something. Why is your heart space a Page of Cups? Why is your heart space a Page of Cups? Because a part of you wishes for freedom. How so? But you have mixed feelings on the whole subject. You have mixed feelings on the whole subject. Okay? Okay. You have mixed feelings on the whole subject. Your heart space is incredibly small at this time. It might be a form of protection, but it also kind of gives us a way to check out from our own feelings. A part of you does not trust your own sense of freedom. Is it for the wrong reasons? Is it for the right reasons? I don't know if I can trust my feelings. I don't know if I can trust my thoughts. You staying in this Ten of Cups is taking you strength. And the more that you choose to stay in it, the more it stresses you out. What this is, I'm not entirely sure. It's interesting. I might see it again. But it looks like you suspended your feelings with someone else. They were kind of put in a friend category or work relationship type thing. Despite the fact that there was a great deal of promise between you and this person. King of Pentacles for the King of Cups. Those are two very strong equals. Lovely. Great deal of promise between you two. But those feelings were suspended. And they were put in a friend zone. How that comes up, I don't know. All I know is this. Is that after that, or somewhere around that, you started to realize the strength it would take to continue on in a Ten of Cups that you currently have. Somebody has with you. Your energy, your heart space is not where I'd like it to be, personally, at all. And I do believe it's in direct reflection of this Ten of Cups. It could be that you met somebody at work, someone who's prominent, emotionally commanding of themselves, strong feelings, strong heart space. And you met them during a time of crisis in your relationship, Ten of Cups, or emotional crisis. I'm not saying people running around in flames or anything like that. I just mean sometimes this relationship's a lot of fucking work. Something like that. And you could see or sense or feel the promise between yourself, King of Pentacles, and this King of Cups person. Okay. Maybe there's a little development there. Not a lot, but enough to kind of remind you of your current commitments and the strength you're taking to get through it, to work through it, and the stress you were feeling under that particular relationship. Okay? That's how I'm feeling this particular log is going. Story log. What I don't care for, and that's fine. That's all well and good. Okay? It is. The people we meet or become acquainted with often point out our various relationships with parents, siblings, friends, spouses, loves. Okay? There's something about this person's energy that prodded you. Enough so that you had to suspend your feelings for the situation. I think you felt the promise between you two. So we kept it in a friend space. But it also seems to outline, those two are kind of riding on the back of each other. It also seemed to kind of outline the particular strain in your relationship. Your individual energy, I don't care for that. I'm not going to make any bones about it. I don't care for that. You have a Page of Cups. You keep your heart space small, safe, largely uninvolved, because I'm not saying you're being neglectful of your person or your partner. What I'm saying is that your heart doesn't know what to do. Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords. There is a part of you that and the Fool. So part of you one day absolutely feels a call and desire to your own personal sense of freedom. And on that hand, on the other hand, there's that Five of Swords. I don't know if I can trust myself. I don't know if I can trust my feelings. What if I'm full of it? What if I'm wrong? Maybe my sense of freedom is wrong. Maybe my instinct is all fucked up. Something like that. So you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your thinking, so you keep your heart space small. So in other words, you don't explore it too much. The Fool is much stronger than these concepts. So I know that there are some days where that sense of freedom is very strong in you. Yeah. There's someone around you, Ace of Wands, could be the same person, or someone, again, brand new, who is kind of, again, evoking the similarities there. Excuse me. All right, show me what I need to see, please. Ace of Wands, show me. The person surrounding. Show me that Ace of Wands, please. Show me that Ace of Wands. Show me the Ace of Wands, please. Show me the Ace of Wands. Hanged Man again. I know you try to keep your feelings out of it, Virgo. Kind of makes things worse, not better, right? I know that's a short-term strategy, but it's not a long-term one. You're the one who has to deal with the long-term, yourself, and the future, for a short-term sacrifice of not having to deal with difficult feelings. So do keep that in mind. Okay, Ace of Wands, show me the Ace of Wands, show me the Ace of Wands, please. For, I don't want you to be anybody's fall person, Virgo, least of all to yourself. Show me the Ace of Wands, please. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, Four of Cups. They're sad. This person's sad. Despite their enthusiasm, their creativity, their intensity, their passion, they're sad. They want change. What is this Wheel of Fortune? They either want to get out of that particular emotional rut, or they would like a better feeling towards you or with you or something like that. Show me this Wheel of Fortune for this person. Can I get more on who this person is, please? The Hanged Man, the one we suspended ourselves from. Bingo. Okay, that's what I suspected. It's the one and the same. The one you opened with, and also their closing energy. I can't get too much more than that. You may not know what they're up to, something like that, or this is how you last know them or remember them. Yeah, no, they're unhappy about what happened, the situation. So obviously this is someone we suspended our feelings for. It wasn't just you, it was them too. Okay, I'm sure that was a mutual Three of Pentacles. It's just best to see each other as friends and leave our feelings out of it. Okay. They do hope to feel better. They do want things to change. I don't know if that necessarily includes you because, again, there's still the suspension there of their emotional energies. So, you know, how you last remember them is that's it. They do represent that ace, that opportunity for new, which you are aiming your energy towards slowly but surely. They're sad. Perhaps they don't like how things parted with you. Perhaps they always had that kind of disconnect because they wanted more and they couldn't change it. Like that Hanged Man's pretty damned insistent over the Wheel of Fortune. It's like nothing changed. And that's where the sadness stems from. Nothing changed. So, of course, at some point this person understands that, you know, they had more than just friend feelings towards you. I'm sure that they wanted to be an ace in your eyes. Okay. But that didn't happen. It's just, that did not happen. That's all I really got. They're probably unhappy with the way things shook out and that nothing had changed. Okay. Pip. He can be so dramatic. I don't think you were expecting this person's energy. The Tower, Knight of Wands, Six of Cups. So not only was there interest and passion there, there's memories between you two. Okay. But it was also pushed away for the sake of home foundation. All right? Take what resonates, leave it as not. If it's not your story, don't force it to fit. Why would you? Reverse energies as it applies. This is who I'm speaking to today. So if it's not yours, don't accept it. Check your other placements or I'll catch you in the next one. That's it. Real tarot reflects real life. Real life is hard. Yeah, there's just the general sort of sadness that they couldn't express more emotions with you, or nothing had changed, literally, from when you two entered each other's lives. I'm not confident of there being an exit, but that could be. There's 3 rather substantial exit cards here. There you go. Okay. Well, you know, the only thing I have a problem with, Virgo, is that you don't trust yourself or your sense of freedom. It has nothing to do with this person. It's you. It's internal. 5 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. That's pretty personal. Okay? Over your Page of Cups. I know you try not to think about it specifically. You try not to feel about it. All right? I understand. But you don't know if you can trust your own sense of freedom. And again, it's not just freedom. Oh, I can do whatever I want. Oh, look at me go. No, it's about new chapter beginnings. Making a strong declaration of self. Okay? What are the consequences if I choose independence? What are the consequences if I choose a new chapter in life? Because I can tell you right now, I'm looking at a Virgo who's been thinking about it many times. And you talk yourself out of it many times. Energetically speaking, however, that's not what you want. I don't give a shit what you talk yourself out of. You're on that pathway whether you know it or not. It's time to admit some things to yourself. You desire change. This person, energetically speaking, was just a representation of that. Okay. You managed to keep it friends. Cool. Yeah, I see your energy looking back on them. That's not a crime. You still showed strength. And I saw it in your underlying too. 7 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles. You were protecting the foundation despite whatever your heart was feeling. And despite whatever your passion was feeling. Okay, it was still 7 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles. You know. Okay, let's see what's the features looking like. Yeah, this one. Show me the Fool, please. A little reminiscent of Gemini's reading, like I said. Theirs was a little bit more harsh, though. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of one of those things where I was just getting more pissed off the more I looked at it. I know. It was also very sympathetic, though. I am always sympathetic to the human experience because I'm human. So are you. So is the other person. What we feel and experience is natural. And this person's not the point, Virgo. It's not the point. This had already been on your mind for a while. A while. I don't care for your heart space being so small. And telling yourself not to be foolish about something for which you have so little feeling for now. That's I believe, a truer form of lack of trust in yourself. How can you make decisions on a Page of Cups? I know you want change. I've thought about it 1,000 times. But what does that speak of me? What are the consequences? Show me the Fool, please. Four of Swords, there you are again. Rest and rejuvenation right here, that Four of Swords. The Magician. Your Fool energy is getting stronger, not weaker. You can't keep talking yourself out of it. You're really good at it. You've done it a couple of times. Four Swords to the Magician. Even while you rest, and in your moments that are your own and entirely your own, without interference from anyone else, you're pulling towards you freedom. A new beginning. For some of you, the process has already begun. There's that King of Cups again. Communication with that person. For some of you, not all of you. Could be anybody, really. I don't know what this person's current energy is because it's literally in a state of suspension, so I think it's been a minute since you've checked in with them, or I don't know. I can't quite tell. I know that they represented so much potential, and we'll get back to that. Ace of Swords, your truth, your personal truth that you need to reconcile yourself to, or the action you need to take, possibly. Ace of Swords, show me. Ace of Swords, strong personal truth. Speaking our truth, acting on our truth, commanding our truth, claiming our truth. And then, yes, also strong reconciliation energy. Let's take a look. Show me the Ace of Swords, please. Show me this Ace of Swords. Okay. Reconciliation, it is. And so it is. Yeah, indeed. Energetically speaking, this is the one we'd like to take action to. We would like to reconcile with that Three of Cups. Okay? Okay. I am going to go ahead and take that 3 back to this 3, but let's keep going. What else about that particular... Yes. Yes. There's something in here, in your energy, which is quite interesting for you, that's kind of pissed off. I'm not quite sure how to put that. I'm not sure how to put that, Virgo. I'm looking at a Virgo, you got some strong Leo in your chart, or some kind of fire, because there's a part of you that is absolutely pissed off, but you're not showing it. I don't... How can I put this? Judgment to the King of Wands, to the Nine of Wands. There's something in you that's absolutely pissed off. But there's this... I'm answering that call now. I'm answering that call. So here we have the saints are often depicted, and angels and things like that in tarot. This is very normal. It's about spiritual energy, okay, and how it translates to people. So here we have the Archangel Gabriel blowing his horn. And this time we're looking at it. We're looking at that call, and we want to answer the call. There's something about an anger element here. Nine of Wands, and then also the exhaustion. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting, or I'm tired of fighting this. I'm answering that fucking call. That's reminiscent of somebody else's reading. I don't remember who. But yes, it's the simple truth. Ace of Swords right here. Truth. I wish to reconcile. I do believe it could be with this person, because it does feel like an overdue calling, one that we've been fighting against, the Nine of Wands. Okay? The good news is that seems to be behind the more dominant energy, so that's good. That's also good. It's much more embracing. Tired of chronically fighting the call. We want to reconcile. That is the simple truth. That is what you take with you. Okay? Or they, you, reverse energies as it applies, blah, blah, blah. Okay? I'm sure it's mutual. I'm sure it's mutual. This person presented themselves as an Ace of Wands and a King of Cups to you. I'm sure the feeling's mutual. Show me this Queen of Swords, please. I'm a little nervous about that Queen of Swords. I saw the Queen of Swords pop off on somebody else's reading. A little nervous there. Show me this Queen of Swords, please. Oh. There it is again. Okay, this person is trying to contain their enthusiasm, I believe. Or look, they've made a conscious decision to refrain from the passion element. Yes, they would like to reconcile with you as well. Ace of Swords, let's make that clear. This person's honest, perhaps brutally honest, especially since they have a sword. Okay, clarifying their energy. Here's the thing. It's not that they're being cold or trying to be a bitch on purpose or asshole, whatever. They're not trying to be. You both want to reconcile with each other. There's a determination in you that suggests you're a little bit pissed off, okay, and you're tired and you want to answer that call. You're exhausted. They, for their part, they have that feeling for you, but they've made the active decision to withhold on that, which tells me that they have that feeling for you by default, but they're choosing not to show it. Yes, they'd like to see you, reconcile with you. But there's this idea of, I'm not going to show my passion to Virgo. I don't know why. Why? That seems to be a choice on their part. Why? Why? Because it's bad. Ooh. Because it's real bad. So I didn't know if we were going to draw back to this person. Yes, indeed. It is that person. You know exactly who I'm talking about. It is most likely this person we put in the friend box. They've displayed King of Cups twice, Ace of Wands twice. But now, when you reconcile, they're going to come across as a Queen of Swords. Okay? They're trying to not show the intensity of their feeling towards you. That seems to be a decision. Why? We're going to take a look at. But it's absolutely this person. Their energy's flipped from loving and commanding of their emotional space to someone who's like, it's very nice to see you, Virgo. It's nice to see you. Honey, they want to rip your fucking clothes off. I don't know why. Look, why they're not well, obviously if you're in a committed relationship, bleh. Okay, so in other words, there you go. Well, that would explain it straight off the bat. I don't know where you are in this. I don't know. It could be that with an ending, your energy feels immensely more free. I don't know. I don't know why their reaction to you is like, I can't show that, I can't show that. And I know it's real bad too. They got to go out of their way to tell themselves not to. Then that tells me how strong it is. But yes, they are grossly attracted to you. I think, honestly though, if I'm looking at this, if this person rules by their heart and they're afraid of getting hurt, they're probably going to tell themselves to not express any of that. Okay? To just not show it. Because that's how strong it is in this person. So that's how you kind of left them, man. In that state of kind of disrepair and unfortunate, and it's sad, and I wish it would change, but it's not. It hasn't or it won't. But you know, their enthusiasm for you is just as strong. It's just they feel even more obligation to not show it. So I'm going to go ahead and take a guess. It's for this person's protection. It's like a safety mechanism, which is interesting because you're coming in packing heat. And you want it too. Very much. Very much so. Let's see if they warm up to you. Do they warm up to Virgo? I don't know, man. They're having a hard time with it. They're having a hard time with it. I think they want to, but I also think they're afraid of getting hurt. Or that they're going to say and do the wrong thing. Something like that. Yeah, they're afraid of doing or saying the wrong thing. Okay? They're afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing. They're afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing, so they're going to reserve. I still believe you two are going to reconcile regardless. I do. So all I know is that it would be best for you to communicate what it is that you want Okay, so it seems imperative to you to reconcile with this person, so make sure it's worth your time. Communicate with them, because there is a certain disease around their energy where it's like they feel that they cannot show you that. They cannot, and that they're afraid they'll fuck things up if they do. So that's why they're being so cautious and reserved. All right, so if you want something with them, you're going to have to speak up, because you're packing in heat, so I suggest you use it to your advantage. You want to see this person again, make sure your intentions are clear, but they themselves don't want to fuck up. They don't want to lose you again, or they don't want to get hurt, or something like that. Okay, so if you want that wand energy with them, or the cup energy with them, you're going to have to say something, be declarative. You may as well use that King of Wands energy to your advantage. If you're going to answer the call, do the fucking thing properly. Communicate. There you go. Okay. Now, show me this death under advice. Show me death, please. Two of Cups. So, I'm sorry, love. Your energy wants to go towards someone else. Okay. Your advice. Whatever soul contract you have with someone, this is the most basic soul contract you can have with somebody. It's a basic Two of Cups. Okay. There you go. Okay. In this, you find your freedom. In this, you find your way to those aces that you have been desiring for a long time. It's really, again, I can't emphasize this enough, Virgo. It's not about this person. It's about the representation of your freedom. And you having talked yourself out of ending this so many times because you couldn't see the forest through the trees and the long-term consequences and all that. Where I have to insist, Virgo, you've been headed in this direction a long time. You know? I believe you told yourself as many no's as possible. Okay? I am confident you told yourself as many no's as possible. So again, it's not about this person. It's not about being guaranteed happiness or love connection or anything like that. It's about you and speaking your truth, moving towards what it is that you want. The Two of Cups is over, Death. That's pretty straightforward. That basic soul contract, and it's likely karmic. Not going to lie. It's probably time for that to come to an end. And if you resonate with this, then you already know. And it's not a surprise to you. I'm not saying any surprise elements here, FYI. None. There is no surprise here. So that tells me I'm speaking to a Virgo who knows exactly what I'm talking about. None of this is a surprise to you at all. I think you ran out of no's, my love. I know you learned to say no in another language too. Lots of them. Maybe it's time to learn how to say yes. You wish to reconcile with this person's energy. It's like it's my time. It's my call. They're afraid of fucking things up when they connect with you or reconnect with you. So you might want to make it a point about what your intentions are. That way they have more freedom to express themselves when it comes to you. They are terrified of fucking things up again. Or things ending again. Or whatever. All I know is that they have a great deal of feeling and intensity toward you, and they squash it because they are terrified of triggering some sort of ending with you that's long term. Okay? They're terrified of screwing up. So the way that you have a Five of Swords under your energy, I don't know if I can trust myself to be the fool to open up. I don't know if I can make those kind of right decisions. I got mixed feelings about the whole thing. Well, so do they. And they're terrified of screwing up. So they're trying to leave their... I can promise you, this is what I always say. The larger you have to bark, okay, the more you have to insist something is true. It's usually the opposite. This person's doing their best to leave their particular passion out of their reconciliation with you because they're terrified of screwing up. Okay. So in that case, I would suggest you evoke that Ace of Swords about how the reconnection feels good. It feels right. The timing is right. I'm not going to lie. There's a little bit edge on your energy, like it's about fucking time or it's my turn or something like that. So you might want to speak that to help put their energy at ease, because they are terrified of saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. And I just, you know, or they're trying to keep all that passionate energy towards you in check. Like, I don't want my personal feelings for Virgo to fuck up the connection. That too. But yes, that basic soul contract, there it is. Death. The World. I told you, you were looking at it on more than one occasion. Switch. Switch. Okay. Show me the World, please, for the overall. So it's been on your mind for some time about breaking that particular offer. Show me the World, please. Show me the World, please, for Virgo's overview. Excuse me. Show me the World, please. Show me the World, please, as an overview. Show me. I told you, fucking, you're repeating cards. Okay. Consistent energy. Readout is a thing in tarot. So when I say repeating cards, it's... Okay, so... Four Swords in the World. Four Swords in the World. You've talked yourself out of this 1,000 times. Or you tried to not pay attention to it or put it away. Or convince yourself to stay in something you don't want to stay in. Okay, it's... You put next to no investment in it. It was always kind of like a contemplation you didn't take too seriously. Because again, the thing about the greater consequences, the Metatron, things you simply cannot see, has plagued you. What else, please? Eight of Cups. I know. Don't ever tell yourself your feelings don't matter, because that's not true. Don't ever try to talk yourself out of your feelings, or to make them go away, or to shove them away in a closet somewhere. It's not how feelings work. And I promise you, Virgo, the more you try to do that, you keep running out of ways to say no. So what alternative you have is to say yes. And also you don't feel much for the situation, not like it used to be. I'm sure that it started out as the 10 of Cups, but over time it degraded. You can't see yourself in it, you can't feel yourself in it. I know you keep the balance. I'm sure you do a good job of keeping the balance. You're very competent at keeping the balance. You're also afraid of karmic consequences. Metatron. You are afraid of karmic consequences. It's one of the things that keeps you at bay or keeps your energy in check. Like I said, one day you're going to get very tired of waiting for things to just be okay. You have to believe in wanting more too. And so you do. Or you will. Speaking of which, let's do that. He said it's not about this person. Yes, they want to reconcile with you. They're terrified of fucking up, so they're not going to show their passion on the forefront. If you want the opposite of that, you need to indicate verbally what it is that you want, okay? Otherwise, I can tell you right now, they're not going to warm up for a while. But I do know you're both happy to reconcile. You're both happy to reconnect, but they're being extremely cautious with you. So again, if you want more with this person, you're going to have to verbalize it. Otherwise, they're going to withhold by default. They don't want to do that. Okay. Show me what I need to see, please, for Virgo. Show me. Marriage in the main female. Well, sex relevant tarot, and it's just the split for some of you, so marriage is what you have. And then there's the main female. Someone who is kind of at the heart of this, but again, sex relevant tarot. Show me what else, please. You are the main man. Or again, woman, whatever the fuck. The point is, this is you. I saw a main female, the one I do believe you want, or again, sex irrelevant, whatever. And then two people who are united. It doesn't have to be marriage, it could be relationship, but one that you have not been happy with for some time, and it has crossed your mind in one way to end it, but you keep saying no. I think, if I'm being honest with you, Virgo, you've ran out of ways to say no. You tried every language, though. You talk yourself out of it every time. There she is again. Okay. There she is again. Good God. Could that be any more direct? Despair over that one who is the lover. Okay? So you two, in your own right, are quite the pair, as we saw back here. But we kept it under the guise of friendship because we could feel something slowly developing. And it made us uncertain and scared. Maybe not scared, but uncomfortable to say the least. Okay, this is that person. Okay. Yeah, there was a growing concern. Okay. Anything else, please? There's that concern again, yes? As I said, the concern. There was a growing concern between you two and someone who is more of your equal, energetically speaking. Okay? Your thoughts got louder and louder. Something like that. Okay, your energy, it's nice to see that at some point when you do try to reconcile yourself under rest and rejuvenation, you choose the pathway that you actually want instead of taking another time out or another session to say no. Eventually, when you take one of your little timeouts, your 4 swords here 3 times for you, you eventually start to evoke yes, a very strong yes. 4 of you might be a very substantial time. 4. I've been seeing that critically for several folks. But for some of you, 4 by April, 4 years. There they are again. I don't know what you think it is, but it's not over. Okay? It's just at rest, but it's not over. Death is in reverse. It is that person, 6 of Cups with the King of Cups, and it was that slow-moving development between you two that you felt, and it caused you concern. So you kind of suspended yourself in engagement with it, including your feelings. Okay. When does Virgo's energy become more independent, please? Or free, or willing to be open? Your energy is quite commanding once you go into King of Wands mode. It's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. So let's see it. Let's see when this happens. Show me when. Show me when, please. Show me when, please, for Virgo. You know? Okay. October. Some of you, yeah, next October, or earliest would be September, 10 months from now, technically speaking, with a formal representation of 10. So your energy might start to break away or become more free by October. For some of you, it was last October, but for various timelines for different folks, okay? But yes, for some of you, October, your energy becomes markedly more free, and that confusion clears up, and for some of you, not till 2 years. So possibly October in 2 years. I don't know. I don't know. And then, let's see, what else? Justice. Again, it's around 8 months. Also Libra season. You come to terms with your feelings, your more complex ones, about your 10 of Cups, but, and your particular truth. Part of you feels vindicated, I'm not going to lie. Like, this is my truth and I'm claiming it. Time has passed, it's changed. So for some of you, yeah. For some of you, upwards to a full year to, I can't see it being more than 2 years. So for some of you, it's as early as late fall, or just fall next year. Summer. And a full year. 10 seems to be a heavy reference point. Tower. By next Scorpio season, maybe. September. I don't know when, Virgo. I don't know how, and I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances are. That'd be a whole other reading. Okay. I think you're going to surprise yourself. 9 of Pentacles. One's personal sense of freedom and independence. I do believe you're going to surprise yourself by how much you want this. I think it's going to hit you like a bolt of fucking lightning one day. Because you've toyed with the idea, but it was always in the negative. I can't do this. The consequences are too big, or I don't know what they are. In the material world and in the afterlife, I don't know what those consequences are. So the thought has occurred to you many times. Many times. That's not a surprise to you. What will be a surprise to you one day is how much you actually want your freedom. Instead of thinking in the negative, it's going to convert one day to the positive. And that's when you're going to start making more strides. And I shouldn't be surprised if that happens powerfully and strongly around September. And then you start making active strides in October. But yes, for some of you, upwards to a year. Again, I told you, it's not about this person. Yes, they're there for you in the future. Absolutely. It is that person that you could feel the kind of slow developing feelings with them. I'm convinced that they converted their energy around you, and it's for fear of fucking up. They went from a King of Cups twice to a Queen of Swords. It's not their natural energy. They feel a lot for you more than they feel that they can show. Again, there's something about the consequences that they feel that they have to deal with if they screw things up. Something I can't show that kind of passion or whatever. So again, if you want to see more from them, you need to verbalize it. That way they know what to do or what they're free to express. Something like that. If that makes sense, if you know what I'm talking about, then that already makes sense to you. There you go. Give them direction of what it is that you want. Okay. 5 of Cups. For some of you, you're going to feel some heavy sense. If you don't already. By May. That's weird. That just took me to a weird place. What is that? Knight of Cups. See? That part of your emotionality is not being expressed. It's not being let out. You, Virgo. You're not the only one who misses being loved. You miss being loved. And your 10 of Cups is no longer a place for that. One of the reasons why you're showing a Page of Cups. You miss being loved. You miss being seen. Not just taken for granted. All right. J. E. J. E. Oh, that just done flew out. J. E. Gecko, Aries, Leo, Sag, double E. How interesting. A Z. 2 Z's? Are you serial? How do you get 2 Z's? I got that for somebody else last week. I swear to God. 2 E's, 2 Z's, a J, H. I know. There might be a child involved, of course. But so, or there's that sense of responsibility for care. This thing is mine, and it can't do without me, or something like that. The vulnerability piece as well. You know. That makes me sad. Children just want to be loved, you know that, right? Some of you just want to be loved, but it's hard for you to say that. The maple leaf, for some of you, fall is going to be imperative. The owl, confirmation of air sign. Diamond, confirmation of your earth energy. Gecko, Aries, Leo, Sag, key. You have to understand you have the key. You do have the key. Crescent moon, wish upon a star, and then for some of you, some very important understanding. There's a star as well as with the crescent moon. That is the waning moon, tree of life, Celtic symbol. Dragon, Aries, Leo, Sag, also confirmation of Taurus. And then the Horcrux symbol. Some of you take comfort in your talismans. Okay, so whatever that is to you, be it you count beads or there's something that you repetitively touch and that you keep with you because for some reason it gives you a sense of grounding. So it could be a rock or beads or something like that, something that you constantly fiddle with. It's kind of your particular talisman. Okay, Virgo. All right. Put in the comments as you see fit. Good luck to you. Take care.